Osama bin Laden became more elusive as the years went by. He used satellite phones until about 1998, but that tapered off as he evaded capture. His infamous video messages were reduced to short audio messages. Bin Laden's most recent maneuvers resembled the Pony Express, communicating only by courier. He was finally tracked down to a mansion that had no phone service or internet connection. So what technologies can a government use in such a complex game of hide and seek? Well, here today to talk about technology's role in surveillance and counterterrorism efforts is a former CIA officer and security expert, Bryan Cunningham. He's now outside counsel for Palantir Technologies. Their software is widely deployed in intelligence and defense communities. Bryan, welcome to Bloomberg West.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, how important was technology in tracking down Osama bin Laden?
Well, of course, the first thing to say in the hours after any operation like this is we really don't know yet. But having been involved with a number of similar types of operations, my prediction is we're going to find out in three areas it was important. One, the original detection, identification, and verification of this compound. Overhead satellite imagery, electronic intercepts, or in this case, the lack of electronic signature from the house. And then, very importantly, the ability for all the government agencies involved to share information securely across their platforms so they could communicate and keep this secret. And then finally, the ability to mask the operations of the special forces as they were going in.
Now, what I thought was interesting is he wasn't in a cave, he wasn't in a hole like Saddam Hussein, he was in a mansion in a tourist town.
Hiding in plain sight. Well, this has been a debate ever since the early years of the Bush administration. Is he going to hole up in the cave where, in some ways, we have a big military advantage, the ability to find him, the ability to deploy forces, or hide in a city where it's much harder to track people electronically, and it looks like this is where he's been, at least for some time.
Was it a red flag that he didn't have a phone connection, didn't have any internet at this massive compound?
I think in the future it certainly will be. This is a signature that our analysts are going to be looking for. Clearly, from what the president has said in the statements that have come out of the White House, this is not what got us onto him originally. This was good old-fashioned intelligence work. But it would have been a very important fact to verify that something strange was going on here. Anyone with the kind of money to live in this facility having no connectivity would be a red flag once you knew where to look.
Over the last 10 years, has technology made it easier to track down suspects like this? I mean, you know, you're going through massive amounts of communication, phone communication, electronic communication. I mean, has technology helped to find the needles in the haystack?
Absolutely. When I was, even 8 years ago, when I was in the White House and certainly in the CIA and the Clinton administration, we could not connect the dots in any way, shape, or form the way that it can be done today. Very importantly, securely across agencies and across governments while protecting our privacy. That technology simply didn't exist 10 years ago.
And also, I understand the satellite capabilities have gotten a lot better as well. Tell me about that.
Well, there's, of course, a number of capabilities that we use satellites and drones and airplanes for. And in the overhead photography and video situation, much better. There are reports that the president was able to monitor in real time these operations on the ground by video, like something out of 24. That certainly was not possible even 5 years ago. And then in terms of what they call imagery intelligence and signals intelligence, the ability to collect communications from the internet and from photographs and from satellites and also from telecommunications is much better.
So what's the next step? I mean, how can technology advance, or how will technology advance to make this easier down the line so it doesn't take 10 years again?
Well, one of the biggest advances, which is both a positive and a negative, is the incredible amount of geolocation information that's available on everyone. Osama bin Laden is a unique case. He took himself off the grid with these couriers. But most people, bad guys and not bad guys, generate so much location information, tweets, GPS signals, tracking, that it's going to be very easy to find people in the future.
All right, Bryan Cunningham, member of the Bush White House, former CIA officer, thank you so much. Fascinating insights on how technology played a role here. Now,